Well, it looks like Sweet Baby Inc. is just saying a quiet part out loud. You all know Sweet Baby Inc. They are the devil, the final boss of the gaming industry. They have been going around companies pushing their DEI and their horrible writing and their ESG mandates on many different companies all across gaming. They worked on Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, and many other games that have been ruined by this company. All they do is just turn characters black, race swap characters, and make the writing just the most obnoxious, terrible, corny ass writing and dialogue and pushing their politics and gaming. And now, in this video clip that we're gonna watch, it seems like they are admitting the quiet part out loud about hiring people who are black and not because they're good at the job. They are hiring people because of their race, knowing they are unqualified, because that's what DEI is. It gets rid of all the talented white people for untalented black people, and it ruins the company. It brings down their quality of product because they are not hiring people who are capable of doing the job. And we have a video clip to look at. Here it is.
My answer was like, well, what happened to sourcing black writers for something like this? And the answer that was given to me was just like, well, we met some great black writers, but they didn't have the experience. They had all the talent, but not the experience in games. And so what I said was, well, would it be possible if, since we have the experience in games, could we take on some writers as subcontractors? Because essentially what the client is looking for is authentic and representational work. And what these writers are looking for is experience on a job, and that's something I think we can provide. And so we began, once we had that kind of extra space and those extra contracts, to start sharing I say quote unquote wealth, because it was, we were still working on smaller contracts at the time, but we started bringing in folks who deserved a shot at it and who otherwise the studios might not bring in.
You heard it there, folks. She is openly saying she is hiring writers that have no experience because game devs are looking for representational writers, whatever the hell that means. Why don't you look for a good writer? What the fuck is wrong with all these gaming companies? They are the problem. Let's not forget, they allow people like this into the industry. They allow people like this to come into their franchises and have horrible writing where they bastardize and butcher their iconic characters. This shit is allowed by the gaming industry, because the gaming industry is gay. The industry is ruined by crazy activists, psycho women, mostly women if we're being honest. Women ruin everything. That's my motto in life. But these women come into the industry and they fuck it up time and time again. And they are being allowed. Crazy women like this Sweet Baby CEO is allowed. Here's an idea for you idiots at the gaming companies all across this industry. Instead of looking for representational writers, why don't you look for a good writer? Wow. Why do I have to specifically say this? You should know this. Look for the best. That's how you get the best for your company. And you're talking about a company that probably makes billions and billions of dollars. You should not be just letting anybody in that could just fuck up a whole project that took you 3, 4, 5 years to make, and that could lose you hundreds of millions of dollars. That's exactly what happened to Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. That game lost $200 million. It was in development for 9 years. Like, what the hell happened within those 9 years? We're never gonna learn. And you're willing to continue working with people like this? Not just Warner Brothers, all across the industry. Instead of looking for representational writers, it sounds stupid and retarded when I say that, why don't you look for good ones? And if the majority of the good ones just so happen to be white, who cares? Did you ever think of the fact that maybe more white people are into writing versus black people? That's not inherently a bad thing. That's just the way it is. Anybody can technically write. That doesn't mean you're going to be good at it. And what is your gauge for talent? Because she says, oh, there's black writers with talent with no experience. Who decides what's talented? You? If you decide, I'm not listening, because your quote unquote talent has actually ruined many games that you worked on. So you don't have fucking talent. You don't know what good talent looks like. You've never seen it in your life. So these companies shouldn't even take a chance with quote unquote diverse talent, because they don't have talent. If they did, they wouldn't need these programs. They wouldn't need DEI. They would just get the job. So I do not trust what you think talent is. And this is the problem with gaming. And not just gaming, all across corporate America, companies are falling left and right because they hire people who are not passionate about the industry. They hire people who aren't passionate about the product, have no talent, and they go into the company just to push their politics. They can't just make something. They have to make it gay, make it diverse, DEI, advocate for this cause, advocate for that cause, push it in their products. And that's what the games talk about. That's what the movies talk about. That's what the movies promote. That's what the advertising in corporate America promote. You can't just make a good product anymore. You have to bring in these activists. They were allowed in by these stupid fucking gay game developers all across the industry, because a lot of these people are in these bubbles like New York and California in Seattle, where they think that they know what everybody wants. And what they think everybody wants is what they want. A bunch of gay shit. And that's how gaming and all these other industries are falling off a fucking cliff. Stop letting these people invade. And I have another clip to show you where she is playing the victim card. She is claiming victimhood and she is claiming bigotry exists in the industry. Here is that clip.
It assumes that the games industry is a meritocracy. It assumes that when you have a marginalized writer coming with a portfolio, what they need is a portfolio review to make sure their portfolio is good. But what happens when we assume instead that it's not a meritocracy, that there is racism, that there is sexism, that there is homophobia, there's transphobia?
Where the hell is this racism in the gaming industry? They are playing the victim while invading the industry, and these companies are giving them special treatment, giving them DEI jobs and diversity chief officer, all these fake titles, these bullshit jobs, and now you're playing the victim, claiming that gaming has racism in it, and you're claiming it's not a meritocracy when every job is a meritocracy, it's based on merit. Maybe not anymore, because corporate America is falling off a cliff and nobody has any common sense anymore, and people want to hire people just because they're women or black or gay, which is retarded, because you're not hiring the best people. You're hiring people who are the worst because they don't fit the criteria, they don't fit the qualifications, and that ruins your product, that ruins your franchises, and then your company loses money, and then you look like a fucking idiot in front of all your investors, and you have to explain to them that you are losing money. So these people get special treatment and then claim there's racism in the industry at the same fucking time. It's the most numb, brain melting, brain numbing. I can't even fucking talk, because this is like, you have no place to claim victim. If the gaming industry was actually racist, you would not be here. You will not have the job that you have. You will not be able to go into all these different companies with your terrible black and gay writers and ruin these different games if the industry was actually racist. But since it's not, you have the ability to be hired by these stupid ass gaming companies that want more diversity in writing, whatever the fuck that means. Just make a good story, hire a good writer, just make the content you were already making, because a lot of games nowadays are just sequels. You're not coming up with new IPs anymore. So what happens to the actual writers that wrote the previous games? You got rid of them for somebody that's black, not somebody that's good, somebody that's black or gay or woman, and then you're playing the fucking victim? Fuck off. This isn't the first time this bitch claiming that this racism and hatred from the gaming industry. Before, she was attacking gamers, claiming that gamers are going after her, and I made a video about that. Click on the top right corner if you want to watch that. And now here you are continuing to play the fucking victim while your company continues to be the bane of this industry. You are ruining gaming. We don't want your diversity garbage. Any game that works with Sweet Baby Inc. is dead on arrival. Minus if it's like a big franchise like Spider-Man or God of War. But if you're a smaller company, it's over for you. You're done. Your game is going to be dead on arrival. Now I can't believe these idiots are still playing the fucking victim, and I don't have much else to say. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So Sweet Baby Inc., you can go fuck yourself.